Hey, uh, Ryan here. I want to thank everyone for watching the last video. It has gotten some fun comments on it. But before I start diving into that a little bit, I just want to go ahead and read 2 Timothy, starting in chapter 2, chapter 2 and verse 14, because I'm sort of shifting how I'm approaching this channel. First off, I'm not going to be doing a lot of webcam anymore because I don't know where the other one went. And the other thing being that because I'm wanting to shift this more towards how do we have a spiritual viewpoint towards things, and how does what I put out affect others spiritually? And that's a really, really important concept to be aware of. And I don't want to be quarrelsome just simply for the sake of quarrelsome. And I don't want to be antagonistic simply just being for the sake of antagonism, because what we're going to read here in just a second says that that's not good, and that we are called to be above that. So, starting in verse 14 of 2 Timothy 2, says, "Remind them of these things and charge them before God. Do not quarrel about words, which does no good, but only ruins the hearers. Do your best to present yourself to God as one approved, a worker who has no need to be ashamed, rightly handling the word of truth. But avoid irreverent babble, for it will lead people into more and more ungodliness, and their talk will spread like gangrene. Among them are Hymenaeus and Philetus, who have swerved from the truth, saying that the resurrection has already happened. They are upsetting the faith of some. But God's firm foundation stands, bearing this seal: The Lord knows those who are his, and let everyone who names the name of the Lord depart from iniquity." Skipping down to verse 22. "So flee youthful passions and pursue righteousness, faith, love, and peace along with those who call on the Lord from a pure heart. Have nothing to do with foolish, ignorant controversies. You know that they breed quarrels. And the Lord's servant must not be quarrelsome, but kind to everyone, able to teach, patiently enduring evil, and correcting his opponents with gentleness. God may perhaps grant them repentance leading to the knowledge of the truth, and they may come to their senses and escape from the snare of the devil after being captured by him to do his will." Now, when I read that, I get slapped in the face. Because, I don't do those things very well anyways. I don't think that there's anyone who is being honest with themselves who says that they 100% of the time are always pursuing righteousness, faith, love, and peace. And so because of that, we have to be very careful with what we do. Now, this is sort of a response video to the video that I made, where I was calling out a mishandling of the situation with Charlie Kirk and with what Candace Owens was doing. Now, I knew that I would get backlash. I mean, it's a very polarizing topic right now, and basically you have the internet divided between, are you Team Erica or are you Team Candace? Which, let's be real here, folks. This is something that should not have divided us. It shouldn't have been. This should have been a unifying event where we rounded up together and were able to easily just bring others to the Lord. And we did. We saw a lot of good things that were happening around that event. And while I won't necessarily agree with everything that was going on, there was a lot of good that was going on. At the very least, a lot of people heard the gospel for the first time. But when you have the opportunity, like you do, to have a unified front of being like, okay, this is the ultimate opportunity to be spreading the gospel to those that haven't heard it yet, to be able to be saying, hey, this is what he believed. then ultimately, that's what you should be focusing on. That's really it. But instead, we have had gossip. We have had controversies that were truly ignorant controversies. They have done nothing but breed quarrels. And so part of the video that I was trying to make yesterday was to call people away from that and to call people to be aware that who they are listening to is doing everything in their power to try to create controversy. And I don't say that lightly. I don't. There was a time when Candace Owens was very, very good. There was. But at this point, the devil has taken a hold. And she is in the snare of the devil right now. Again, I don't say this lightly. And I'm not meaning this to be an attack. Because if she was simply just looking for the truth, then it would be done with how this passage is done, where it is with gentleness, it is without controversy, it would be without this speculation the entire time. But instead, it has been highly speculative. It has been all about foolish, ignorant controversies, and it has bred quarrels. And we need to not be afraid to call out when someone that is proclaiming to be a Christian is falling into this path. When you are in the world and you are acting as if the world is your friend, are you truly a part of the world, or are you separate from that world? And that's an important question to ask. And it's something that we should look at ourselves every day. Again, I try to avoid having quarrels that do not lead to productiveness. And I try to avoid quarrels altogether. Let me correct myself there. But there's a difference between asking questions because they should be asked and asking questions to generate buzz and clicks. And so I want to apologize if that video that I made yesterday came off that way, because it wasn't meaning to. I was trying to call people back into remembrance of these things, that we're supposed to be avoiding these type of things. So I want to go ahead and respond directly to some of these comments that were made about it, just to see this. So am I just ignorant? Well, I responded. I said I try not to be. And, thank you for the comment, but if you just say that someone is ignorant and then don't give them anything to look into other than being ignorant, then you're not helping that ignorance of anyone. You're not doing that. I don't think that if you did comment on it that you were bots. I don't think that I have enough views for it to be botted, I'll be honest. But I think that there is a definite divide in this Discord right now, where you have people that are just constantly going back and forth and trying to be like, if you don't agree with everything that one side says, then you're stupid, you're ignorant. And that's simply not the case. You can have differing viewpoints and not call someone ignorant. This one said, "Wow, you really are lost, brother. The official story is absolute baloney," and he doesn't even like her, but I don't even like her. Glad she's digging, though. She's closer to the truth than anyone else so far, and I've watched both sides from before this happened and every day since. Let me just respond to this. Again, I said in my comment, I'm all for digging, I'm all for questioning. Again, I am. I genuinely am. If the official narrative is false, which, again, I don't have any reason to disbelieve it. I think that the simplest conclusions are usually usually right, because we don't live in a movie. It usually isn't this deep, y'all. It's just not. When you say that she's closer to the truth, well, you can't be closer to the truth when you've had comments that claim that it was an inside job, that Egypt did it, and that Israel did it, and then also that France did it. But it definitely wasn't Tyler Robinson. Okay, well, one of them has the least amount of conclusions, and one of them has a bunch of jumps in logic to them, unfortunately. Again, I just want receipts at this point. If you're going to say that they did it, that 3 different countries did it, then each country better have a smoking gun. You can't just make these type of claims. You can't. For me, for the short clips that I have seen, all of them are basically saying the same thing, which is, believe me, bro, trust me, I got the vibes on my side. She'll show a text that proves a small portion of the story that she is telling, and then the rest are vibes. And then she expects you to believe the rest of the story based off the vibe, off of the small smidgen that was true. Anyways, this is going to be the last video I make on this, because I genuinely believe this is going back to 2 Timothy. This is just irreverent babble at this point. And it's leading more and more people away from God, from Christ, and it's leading more and more people into gossip and to slander and into all of these things that are not productive. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Feel free, again, to leave comments. Like, subscribe if you want to. I don't appreciate it. And have a wonderful rest of your day.